Hi, my name's Casey Gray. I'm here today to talk you through what my film clip No Farks is about. This film clip was entered into an art competition along with my easy read book called No Farks in order to talk or start conversations about gatekeeping and choice in the lives of adults with disability. So let's get started. We open with a voiceover from Stephen Hawking, who's giving us a warning that some gatekeepers will not like this song and we don't give a fuck about it. So there's your out now, quick. Okay, we then move into a scene where we have Eddy in pink, Fred, or a gatekeeper, who will always be on the right-hand side here. We have our decision-making board with the decision-making stick pointing at either green, yes, thumbs up, red, no, thumbs down. And we'll always have a thought bubble for what Eddy is actually seeking from the gatekeeper or the person who is supporting them. Okay. So in this example, Eddy wants their mail. Fred, the gatekeeper, points at the board and says no. Let's go. Eddy here is thinking they would like a cupcake, and their medical person that's present in their life is saying no. No good for you. Eddy appears to want a same-sex relationship. The carer or the support worker here is saying yes. Eddy's a bit sad on this slide, as this person over here, likely a manager of a disability organisation, is saying no to Eddy wanting to go out for a drink on a Saturday night. Think about all the reasons. It's like staffing, overtime, bus availability, policies maybe are getting in the way. So moving right along. Okay, socks with sandals. Like, this is something that actually came up in the life of a person that I used to support, where every single person in this person's life had a different perspective on whether they could wear socks with sandals. And this example is near to home because I personally wear socks with sandals, much to the, disgruntlement or unhappiness of my some of my friends. Other of my friends don't care, or they support my wearing socks with sandals. So anyway, this carer or support person in Eddy's life is saying, yes, I will agree to you wearing socks with sandals, but Fred has come along and said no socks with sandals, and Eddy's like, but why? And I have to say, everybody in the life of the person with disability who wanted to wear socks with sandals had, very reasoned or reasonable explanations, but ultimately none of them mattered because it should have been what that person was wanting to do. Anyway, moving on. Okay, Eddy is talking to their support worker or their carer about getting some tattoos, maybe buying a little sexy bra there, and having some hair dye and, shaved bits and stuff. And the carer or the support worker is saying no. Mum is saying no. Love you, Mum. Fred is saying yes. Fred just doesn't seem to have a consistent thing that he says. Anyway, we've got Eddy over here who wants to make a complaint. And on this side, we have the person who represents the organisation actually saying no. So this is in those cases that I'm very aware of where a person makes a complaint and an organisation says, no, it didn't happen. This person complains too much. The person's misunderstanding the situation, but the person is not being heard and the intent of the person is not being heard and nothing is changing in the life of the person who is not being heard. Let's continue. Okay, Eddy is either wanting boobs or they're wanting to, have some kind of a relationship with boobs. But the manager or the organization is like, no. But they will say yes to going bowling, which Eddy seems happy about. Now Eddy has decided that they would like a pet. And in this case, it's a pet snake. So they've posed that question to the organisation, and the organisation is thinking about whether Eddy can have a pet snake. They're taking quite a long time. So Eddy changes. Can I please have a spider? What about a cat? Thinking. Koala. That's a sarcastic entrance. Then we have a dog. Surely the organisation will say yes to a dog. Anyway, Eddy gets the organisation to meet the dog. The organisation gets a lick and then they say yes. And it's like a really big deal. Everybody's loving it. Eddy's pretty happy they've got their dog. But then somehow it makes it into the local news that the organisation supported Eddy with their goal to get a dog. And all of a sudden, Eddy's in the background, or, they're in the limelight for the simple fact that they achieved their goal of the organisation saying yes to a dog. And then the organisation is celebrated. Okay, so Eddy's moved on. They're a little bit sad in this image because they're kind of seeking support to have a wild orgy, maybe. And the support worker is just freaking out. La, 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 la. I don't know what to do with this. No, I don't think so. No. So Eddy's like, all right, well, I'll compromise again. How about a threesome? The support worker's still not thinking about it. Eddy changes, right, can I just have a sexual relationship? And the support worker is now listening, at least. But they have a suggestion. They've thought up something. What about if we start with a vibrator? We've got to start at the start of all this. So Eddy's like, well, I may as well just, have been asking for illegal drugs, which, I don't know, could they have them or not? Anyway, Eddy gets to thinking, all right, I just need a cigarette. All of this is all very stressful. Never had a cigarette. I want to try a cigarette. So the support worker's running away by this point. They're completely shut down. Eddy wants too much, too big, too illegal, too whatever. And they're running. And they are seeking input from Fred. They're all coming in with their big shadows. We've got the support worker, the health people, the organisation. They're all around a table talking about policies, health, procedures. Mum gets invited into the conversation. And then Eddy is like, no, no, no. Eddy's standing up for themselves. They've put themselves at the beginning or the middle, of the decision-making board, and everybody else is around Eddy. The decision stick is Eddy's. So yeah, we don't know how you feel about this film clip or what we've had to say, but we also don't give a fuck. Actually, we're very interested. So Eddy had one last question for you in the voice of Stephen Hawking's, which was, did your butthole clench? How tight did it clench? And did you like it? A little bit of context. This work was submitted into an LGBTQIA plus friendly exhibition, and so it's quite queer coded. And I just want to go to the very end and show you, that there is a love letter to Fionn, who is a disability advocate in Europe, Ireland, maybe. Anyway, we appreciate your work and it's being noticed here down under. If you would like to talk about this, we'd love to have your comments. You can go to the website byed.com.au and find the butt clench test counter. Email your answer. Would you show this film clip to an adult with disability? Why? Why not? We're not going to judge the answer. If you want, we can share it anonymously on the website, because we really do want to have conversations. And yeah, I hope this challenging video can support that goal. Bye.